Ever feel like you're doing all the right things, you're checking all the boxes, you're showing up, but you're still not getting anywhere? There's two types of worlds that people might be in. There's the intentional world and there's the unintentional world. The intentional world is a world where you have intent with whatever you're doing. You're living with your thoughts aligned with your actions. Your goals have a soul. They're not just goals. Everything that you do is with a certain amount of excitement and thought behind what you do. Or you could be living a life which is we call unintentional living. You just wake up because that's what you did. You eat breakfast because you have to eat something, you feel hungry. And everything in life is a response to the circumstances, which of course is the root of emotional eating. The Torah teaches us that when you live without thinking, you're basically just like an animal. God commands a sin offering only for unintentional sins, not for intentional ones. Why do intentional sins, what somebody did b'mezid, does not bring a korban? Our rabbis teach because if you sin by mistake, it means that you turned off your brain. You acted on an impulse without thought, and you were just like an animal. So what does the Torah say? Because you acted like an animal and you did something without thinking, you did a sin bishogeg, bring an animal. Let that sacrifice remind you that you have a brain, and next time use it. But if you sinned intentionally, that's much deeper. That means that you used your intellect to rebel. And for that, the Beit HaMikdash is not going to help you. You need a whole system reset. You need therapy, you need a coach, you need a rabbi, you need Yom Kippur. Maybe even you might need Chas v'Shalom some Yisurim. You see, thinking is more powerful than action. We know this by the Edim Zomimim. If what they plotted to do, the two plotting witnesses, if it came to fruition, they're not hayav. We don't do back to them what they plotted to do. Only if what they didn't come to fruition, it was just a thought, that's when they get punished for their actions. We know also that Yaakov Avinu, he was very close to his son Yosef, and the rabbis explained that Yosef was considered the firstborn son to Yaakov because when he was at that night with Leah, the night of his wedding, he thought he was with Rachel. And that thought has more power than actions. Therefore, the thought of being with Rachel is going to make it that Yosef, years later, will be considered Yaakov Avinu's firstborn. To show you the power of thought. Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't build the Mishkan himself, but because he put his soul into it, because he cared about it, because he was devoted to it, Hashem told him, you know what, just go through the motions and I'll consider it like you did it. And it was called the Moshe Rabbeinu's Mishkan. The same thing is true with David HaMelech. David HaMelech, he couldn't build the Beit HaMikdash, but because he planned for it, he fundraised for it, he cared for it with his whole heart and soul, David HaMelech, we call it the house that David HaMelech built. Because the mind is what makes you unique more than the animal. The mind is more important than the actions. So the Torah is telling us not only about changing our mindset, like coaches might tell you, but the Torah-based psychology is your thoughts create your passion. Your passion creates your results. How do we build passion? How do we change our thoughts in such a way that it's going to give us real passion? Passion that's not just regular passion, passion that's strong enough to bring us to massive action. So here we're going to tell you about the passion code. We're going to learn together about the 5 pillars of passion. Number 1, importance, value. Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you deeply? Are you connected to it emotionally? That's number 1. Number 2, faith. Do you believe that you can succeed in this, even if you fail 99 times? Number 3, identity. It has to feel like this dream, this goal is yours. It's something that is you, not something that you are renting from somebody else's passion. Number 4, having focus on the present. Not just to say one day, but to say today. And number 5, a plan. Even having a simple next step gives your passion a path. If you miss even just one of these 5 pillars of passion, then the passion starts to fade. Here's your action plan for today. Take one thing in your life that you feel stuck about, that you feel that it's stale by you, and ask yourself, what's missing from the 5 passion pillars?